Well, at the moment, I spend 6 months of my life in America, and I have to say that the atmosphere here, I've never seen anything like it in my life before, because President Trump seems to be waking up every morning with a new idea, a new thing, and be it tariffs or something else. And in my personal opinion, I don't think, and I say this with the greatest respect to him, whilst he has it in mind that these tariffs are going to be good for America, I don't think he's thought it through completely. I don't think he's thought through all the ramifications of it and the reactions of the people upon which he is imposing these tariffs. Now, it's going to hurt the British car industry, Rolls-Royce, Aston Martin, Range Rover, Jaguar, all of those, if it is imposed, no question of it. The theory behind it is that if we stop American people buying those cars, they will then buy American cars. American cars, some of which are assembled in Mexico. So is he going to take the tariff off of Mexico or what? In my opinion, and I have no grounds to back this up, is that I think that this 25% malarkey will be cancelled in a few months' time, because it just simply won't work. Now, as far as Prime Minister Starmer trying to do a trade deal with her, I think he's already spoken to him. And from what I understand, and this could be wrong, President Trump has said, no, I'm sorry, English cars, 25%, that's it. I may have that wrong. I don't know. You might know better than me.
No, I think you're right.
So I don't know what negotiation we can have with this man, because he's not an easy man. He's very set in his ways. And the only way to succeed with Donald Trump is to make sure that it seems to be his idea, if you understand what I mean. Yeah. It's no good battling with him or arguing with him, because even if you're right, you'll get nowhere.
So what about the alternative approach, which is retaliate, slap tariffs on American products coming into Britain, try and do alliances with other countries that Trump is targeting?
Of course, if the European Union, of which we are not a member of anymore, unfortunately, if they decide that we're going to retaliate, then I would strongly suggest that Britain is invited as part of the retaliating parties. But we have to be realistic. What are we retaliating about? What do we import from America? Well, we don't import cars. No one wants American cars, really. So we don't import that. What are the big imports from America that we can put tariffs on that hurt them in a way that they're trying to hurt us?
I think the Europeans are focusing on things like rye or bourbon whiskey and jeans and Harley Davidsons, things like that.
Andrew, that doesn't add up to a row of beans, quite frankly. I mean, the 25% tariff on cars from Europe is going to hit Europe and England badly. Harley Davidson bikes from America, I mean, it doesn't touch the sides, really. I'm talking about what is big that we import from America, that if we imposed a 25% tariff on it, then that would hurt the sender, the exporter, in the same way as it's hurting the guys here.
Alan, you famously said that Brexit was the worst thing that had happened to British business in your lifetime. Looking ahead at what this tariff war, this trade war could be, do you think this is Brexit Mark II?
It is a disaster. It's mainly affecting the car industry. Again, I don't know what other commodities it's affecting. I haven't seen the detail. I don't know whether there is a list of commodities that will apply to these 25% things.
It sounds to me, Alan, as if you don't think we should get involved in a tit-for-tat tariff war with the Americans?
Well, look, my instinct would be, yes, get in touch with a tit for tat, but I'm a realistic person. What are we tatting? What do we import from them? This is the point. What are we importing? If we're importing billions of euros or pounds worth of stuff from America every month and slap 25% on that, yes. But if it's Harley Davidson bikes and we're importing 20 a month, it doesn't touch the sides. We don't buy their cars.
I'm quite interested in the psychology of all of this, Alan. You're in Florida now. You're not in Mar-a-Lago as it happens, but
I was in Mar-a-Lago 2 weeks ago, where the president was there. I didn't meet him, but he was there.
I was going to ask, when you both set out on The Apprentice all those years ago, whether you struck up any kind of relationship with him, whether you still see him at all, and what you make of him now.
Basically, we started off on the wrong foot. I've spoken to him on the phone, and we had a bit of a spat on Twitter years ago. And I would say that we started off on the wrong foot. I haven't spoken to him since. I had the opportunity to go up and tap him on the shoulder about 3 weeks ago, but I think I'd have had five or six CIA special service grab me before I got near him.
Yes, you probably wouldn't be talking to me now.
Yeah. So, I might meet him in the next few weeks. He's a very special man, as you can imagine.
Do you think Keir Starmer is right to try to stick close to him?
Well, I think if he gets anything out of it, yes. I mean, the point is one-way traffic.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer can get an audience and talk to him, but can he get him to change his mind on anything? For example, take Rolls-Royce, for example, or Range Rover or Jaguar, or can you please ease off on that? Because these are kind of like core British products. And whiskey, I mean, come on, President Trump. No one wants Kentucky bourbon. They want Johnny Walker. Let's face it.
Lord Sugar, Alan Sugar, thank you very much indeed for talking to LBC.